Parashat Naso is the longest parasha in the Torah. It begins finishing up the assigning of tasks to the second two of the three families of the Levi. So we had Mishpahat Kehat last week, and then Gershon and Merari are given their jobs this week, and the census of the Leviim is completed. The parasha speaks about two major mitzvot in this reading. The first is the idea of sotah, which is a situation in which a woman is suspected by her husband of adultery, warned not to be alone with a certain man, and if she defies that warning and is found to be alone, there is an entire process that she goes through when she comes into, she's taken to the Beit HaMikdash or the Mishkan at the time, and it is an exposure, a central treatment of this question. If she is found guilty, she ends up dying, and if she is found innocent, she ends up conceiving. And the entire process happens in the Mikdash, where she has to drink certain waters with the name of God erased into the waters, the ink scratched off and put into the waters. And the entire development is expressed in the parasha. The second major mitzvah that is an idea that is expressed in the parasha is that of Nazir, that if a person recognizes and wishes to make an oath to withhold or remove oneself from drinking wine and cutting hair, then they become a Nazir. And a Nazir can be, an oath of Nazir can be done by either a man or a woman. And that means that the hair is not cut, and it means that a person does not drink anything that has to do with grapes or wine, and that person does not come into contact with a dead body. Stam Nazir Shlushim Yom. If a person just simply says, I'm going to become a Nazir, the assumption is that it's for 30 days. And the Nazir has an entire process of coming out of Nazirut, coming out of the state of being a Nazir, which requires certain korbanot to be brought in the Mikdash. What makes the parasha long is the reading of the offerings that each one of the heads of the tribes brought in order to be able to consecrate the Mishkan. And they are all absolutely identical, each and every single one of them, but every single one of them is read in total. The only thing changing is the name of the Nasi that brings it, which tells us that the name, the person that brings something that is otherwise uniform or generic, makes all the difference in the world. That the individual connected to that which is ordinary makes it extraordinary. And so we go through and read each and every single one of them. The parasha closes with Moshe speaking to God, with the voice of God coming to Moshe from between the cherubs, from between the cherubim that are atop the golden ark in the Holy of Holies, in the Sanctum Sanctorum. And the voice of God speaks directly to Moshe. In this parasha's closing is our final days at Mount Sinai. And the people essentially begin their journey, beginning next week with Parashat Ba'alotecha, through the desert on their way to the Promised Land.